Hello, hello, it's Carrie, So Much Glitter. Welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad to have you here. If you have not done so yet, please subscribe to my channel, turn on the little notification bell, and you will be notified when I come out with new videos. Today, I'm just going to continue on with what I started on my live because I ran out of time. I have a little bit of time this morning because I'm working later. I want to try to finish up my fun crafty advent to spark some joy and creativity in your holiday season. And before we get jumping in, and I have my mess just perfectly on my crafty desk as I did before when I was filming. So I'm hoping I don't have to film this in two parts, but if I do, I'll just drop it all in one. Go ahead and get your favorite snack, refreshment. I have some chai tea here this morning. And I'll take a sip before we get started, so it'll give you guys some time to get settled and get out all of your crafty supplies. I want to review what we did. So the purpose of me doing this was to spark some joy and creativity into your holiday season. Maybe you're in a rut, maybe it's funky, maybe you don't know what to do to finish up those Christmas cards. Honestly, I don't even know if I'll be sending out my Christmas cards this year because I'm that far behind. But I do want to create, and that's not going to stop me. So I'm going to send out what I have, probably. And I did create some creative Christmas prompts. They're more holiday prompts. You don't have to take them as holiday prompts. Take them as you will. It's just some creativity. And I did use some playing cards that I did purchase at Five Below. And I just took out 1 through 12 since I'm just doing the 12 days of Christmas. Honestly, it doesn't matter what number they are. It just doesn't, because we're covering them up and zhuzhing them up and everything anyway. So the prompts that I got were from myself because I knew I had things in my stash. I knew what sparked joy with me. You could go do crafty advent prompts on Instagram, right here on YouTube. Google them, do whatever you got to do. But you can follow mine and then you can kind of create how you want. But this is meant to, you could do this with your friends. This could be a game, maybe over the holidays. Maybe you're with the kids or the grandkids and they have extra time off and you just don't know what to do with the extra time. I remember those days, how I miss them sometimes because now I just never have enough time. But let's review through them because you can use this for a plethora of things. Okay, so my first one I did was Sparkle, and this was number 1. And I did use the kit from Sweet Pea Curiosities, and I did link that in my live, but I will go ahead and link her Etsy shop in here. And I forgot to decorate number 1, the back of it, because that's how I kind of started. I completely forgot. So I do need to get to that. I wasn't sure if you could tell that this was Sparkle, and I did use my rock candy for this because I'm in love with this glitter. So I did go ahead and write Sparkle on the inside and made this a pocket, and we just went ahead and tucked that in, and everything's nice and secure with the rock candy now. So I'm really excited with how that turned out. The second one I did to get to decorate the back of the card was Santa. I love Santa Claus. I love vintage Santa Claus. So I took out my vintage Santa Claus paper, which I have here, and because I haven't moved it. And that's from Michael's this year. This is also from Sweet Pea Curiosities, and he's all glittery, if you can tell, because I did print him out on some printable glitter paper that I got from Walmart. And then I just use a fun little sticker from a Tim Holtz word pack that I purchased this year and a few years ago. And so we have, for the third one, we have trees. I wasn't sure if you would know that this was just trees. You could use any trees if you wanted. So I did do a little pull out with trees on it, and then we went ahead and wrote trees. I did get to decorate the back of this card. This is and everything's trees in here. So if you get this prompt and you're not sure what it is, you could pull that out. After that, I did people. And I got this off of the Tim Holtz people, and some of my rock candy transferred over here, but I'm not mad about it. And this just was very reminiscent of a picture that my grandma had of my aunts and uncles that was very old, and they were all kind of in the same fashion. I really liked it, so I went ahead and decorated that for people. Gingerbread. I tried to make it as gingerbread obvious, although during the process I realized this could have went on top, but I'm not mad about it. We kind of know what it is, and these are very sturdy. I use the playing cards because the playing cards have a good weight to them, so I wanted to kind of keep that going, and if I do want to shuffle them around and play it in a game, then we will they'll be able to withstand a little bit of time. So this one I also did a pocket, but I see that this little paper got lost a little bit, so I might need to put a bow on it. I'm gonna try to pull it out. There we go. And this was winter. This is where I ended because this is all that I had time for. I tried to make it as winter reminiscent as I could, but again, if you weren't sure, I have the little pull out and I am going to have to put a bow on this so it doesn't continue to get lost. But that's just right here, slid in, and that's where we are. So let's go ahead and set these aside, and then we're going to want to get to the rest of them. I kind of want to set these off to a safe space. Now we have bold, right? So we're going to start by decorating the back of the card, and we're going to cut this down. It was like 3.5, 2.5 by 3.5. Let me measure over here. 3.5, 2.5. Very good. I normally do not have that good of a memory. I'm hoping to be able to decorate all these cards out of this 112 by 12 sheet of paper, but I don't think I will. So I don't even know if this is, yeah, that's not even 2.5. So that's going to have to go to the side. Let's see. This is kind of directional, but it's not like imperative. You kind of get the gist of it. So we have 3.5, and we're going to go ahead and do 2.5. And I did get a little bit fussy on the first 6 cards about, let's just cut a few more. 3.5. What I really should have done, before I get to my next thought, is I really should have done all of the backs first and cut everything down. That's what I should have done. I did not do that. I tend to kind of just want to create one thing, accomplish it, and move along, so I don't leave a whole lot of undone things on my desk. But so I have enough for 3 in here, so I'll have to reach for a little bit more of this paper if I have it, but we'll start with the 3. What I was going to say is I did get a little bit fussy the first time with the rounding of the corners, because I kind of wanted it all to be matched up. See, I didn't measure that perfectly either. I am just not going to be super mad about that. I did not cap off my glue last time, and I am famous for doing that. So let's kind of let that do its magic while I take a sip of my tea. I do have my window open, and it's very chilly this morning. And it's like a dry chill. So I've been sleeping with my weighted blanket on, with the heating blanket over it, which is just silly if you know where I live, but because I'm originally from the Pacific Northwest, I should be able to handle cold, but I have lived here in Southern California longer than I grew up there, so there is that. But it's just been like heaven. I've been sleeping so good. So I might just leave a little bit of white space here. I'm not going to get too finicky about the back of the card, because I can ink around it too. Let me get out my handy dandy scissors. I have to say that I think I purchased these in 2025. I think I did. This has been my favorite Crafty buy this year. And if I didn't buy it this year, then I don't know. But I swear I did. So this isn't going to be perfectly, but you know what? I'm good with that. Anyway, so we're going to go for bold. I have a few ideas for bold, because I have my paper book, and I want to bring that out. I want to incorporate that as much as I can, because I absolutely love this book. I don't think Barnes & Noble has anymore, but it's worth a try. They do have other ones too. So go check those out. I think I have all of them except for, I don't have 2 of them because I just didn't feel the need, I guess. I thought this would be fun as bold. So let's cut this down. And what is great about this is they have their own little like cards that we could just put in here, and I could use that too. So let's kind of flip through here to see if there's any bold ones. Let's see if there's more cards in the back. If you want to make a book bookmarks for gifts, like whatever you want to do. And then a book comes inside of the book, so that's really nice. You could just decorate that. None of these are really spark and bold to me, so I love the stickers that it comes with, and it's a double-sided sheet, which this is a lot of fun, right? Oh, that's bold, right? But I was just looking to see if there were any more cards that maybe would constitute as bold that could kind of go in here. I just love the retro with the nostalgia and the traditional and the not traditional. I just absolutely love it. Okay. And then it does come with like these, I call them book cover pages because I remember covering my books with them, but they're like little 12 by 12 sheets of paper. Okay, so we're going to cut this down, and I'm going to try to use this as the whole background. And I do think I want to use something for my Tim Holtz or a retro Santa. I don't know. Okay, so this is going to be directional. So I'm going to cut the 2.5 down first. And this is just a thinner copyweight type paper, but not all of the paper has that. So let's see. I never turn my watch off when I come on camera, so you get to see all my fun notifications. I don't ever think that far ahead. Okay, let's see. So we're going to glue this down, and I was thinking something fun and bold for the front of it, and then this be the background. And then I'm going to kind of round it all out with my round trimmer, and it's just like my, oh, it's the We Are, like with the same as like the crocodile. So it's not the crocodile, but and so this is going to be just measuring a little bit bigger, and I'm going to go ahead and trim this down. You know what? I'm not going to trim it down yet. Well, I could, I guess. I mean, I don't know how much bigger that is because this has a little bit of white space. I mean, how finicky do we really want to get, right? Okay, so I do the 1/2 inch, and then that's where I'll probably trim. That'll make a little bit more sense because we have a little bit of this space kind of overlapping above the card. Okay, so if you guys watched my live, let me know, and let me know if you are in a creative slump right now, and if things like this, like prompts, if they help you. I find they do when, like, I just don't know what to do. I'm in a little bit of a creative slump. Now we could take bold several ways, right? So I did bold of color. Maybe we want to do bold. I don't know. Is somebody doing something funky and they're being bold in one of these pictures? Like, that would be fun. So we can kind of take bold how we want it. I don't think they are. I think they're pretty much standard vintage people. And let's see. This is where it could be like a non-Christmassy prompt. Bold could be anything. So if you're not down with these all being Christmas prompts, then they do not need to be. Okay. I'm not finding anything really bold, I guess. Like, that's bold, but okay. I'm just not. So let me see. Something that's bright and bold, maybe. Maybe we can keep looking in paper to have something that corresponds with that. So you can kind of see where this project takes a little bit. Like, these kind of correspond with that, right? But I didn't have everything planned out before I came on here, which maybe is poor planning on my part, but I really like to create for like joy and self-care and in the moment. And candy canes have a bold flavor. I think that peppermint flavor is pretty bold. This is a full card that you would fold though, but I'm thinking about kind of cutting that in half. We could do that. I think that would be a good idea. Let's see if I have any other bold Maybe some big bold lettering, right? That's bold. Let's see. I'm thinking everything in here is kind of, oh, that could be bold. This could kind of offset. This is really cute. That's bold. Super cute. Bold. Like, it's not going to all have to match, right? Oh, that matches that. That's really cute. Okay, okay. Now we're kind of getting somewhere, aren't we? Now we're kind of getting somewhere. Let me stick this off to the side. And this is going to be a sticker as well. Let's see. I'm probably just going to cut only a little bit of it. Let's see. Just to kind of put this off to the side, and we're kind of just using some bold. And you see a little bit of that. You could cut that sticker down if you want. I really wanted to use more, like Santa, vintage Santa's pretty bold and he's in your face, right? I kind of wanted to use him as well because I just absolutely love vintage Santas. Absolutely love them. This would be fun because the candy canes have a bold flavor. I'm kind of thinking that that would be good too. Let's see. What do we have here? We have these peppermint sticks, which could kind of go on here. That's pretty bold. I think that would be fun. Okay, let's do that. Kind of then it has this make a little bit more sense. Okay, my cat's digging in the paper behind me, so excuse her. She probably thinks the heated blanket is still on. Okay, we're gonna glue that down and then we're going to have a Santa face being stuck down. That's what we're doing. So see, none of this has to like be like extremely matchy cohesive. This could kind of be like junk journaling style, and this is really like up to you how you want this to go. Okay, so I'm just gonna cut. We're gonna fussy cut Santa. It's funny because Target, of course, I have the Target app, so they send me the deal of the day lately, right? In my app, and I'm just like, oh, what is it? It's what's today? Makeup sets or something? I don't know. Nothing that I need on my list because I did buy a makeup set, but I bought like a real nostalgic one already, so I don't need to. I don't have anybody else that I need to do that for. So I was like, oh, okay, like I don't need that. But then there's my Santa sweater I saw on Black Friday when I was shopping, because I was purchasing something for my daughter and I for a fun theme night. And I was like, you know what? I don't need that. I do not need a Santa sweater, pink Santa sweater with a big vintage Santa on it. I don't need it. So I didn't buy it, but I've been thinking about it nonstop, and there it is. It's like on sale. I'm like, oh God, okay. I maybe do need it. You know, if you've been thinking about it. So I'm just going to try to check off a few things on my list and do maybe like a pickup order or something, because I do work right across the street from Target, or if I can maybe take my lunch break there and see, but I'll be kind of out in the field today with clients, so that kind of saves me too sometimes. Okay, so we're just gonna stick Santa right down. Like, he's boldly going where no Santa has gone before. I just think that it would be cute. Oops. See, this is like a cardboard, if you can see, so I need to really like help it stick down because this is a pretty smooth surface. Let's see. I don't know, maybe it would just, I'm just gonna cut it, I think. And then I can kind of use it for two things. Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do. This might not make a whole lot of sense. And I don't even know if that is straight, to be honest. Okay, goodness. Okay. Gonna stick this here. I'm gonna leave this open because we are going to write what it is. Because maybe we don't know that that is bold. And we're gonna get that prompt and we're gonna be like, what is going on? So I have the perfect paper for it. And I guess I could use this paper, but I wanted to use, let's see, this, because this is bold, right? So none of this is gonna be matchy. I'm not really worried about that at all. This is just fun. Funsy funsy. And then this is for like a fun prompt, right? So, and then this is just gonna stick right down in here, and this is gonna be bold, actually. Let's provide some stability to Santa. And so we're gonna add some glue. Oops. See, it's not very sticky. Like it's a sticker, but it's not sticky. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is get out, just press it down. We're gonna stick this right in here because that makes much more sense, okay? And so we have bold. And I did not write bold, did I? I hope I stuck it with the glue. Of course I did. Because I prematurely stuck it down there. Because why wouldn't I do that? Okay, so bold. To me, Santa's pretty bold, so. And just a little squiggly, like why not? Just something a little fun. Okay. Just gonna gently stick that down in here. Gonna set him off to the side, and we're gonna cross off bold. Okay, now we have vintage, and this is where my Recollections paper pad is gonna come in handy. Let's pull it out. I have all my Tim Holtz stuff over here because that's very vintage. And while I'm doing that, I want to let you guys know that I'm a part of a fun Christmas collaboration, and it's Terry's Crafty Christmas. And I will link the link tree to that so you can follow along because there are prizes to be won. And my video comes out on the 7th. So you want to make sure that you're turning on the notifications so you are here for that collaboration. And you can kind of hop along and follow along and join a Facebook group. And there's physical products that are going to be sent out as prizes, which I was really surprised. So I think that that is amazing. And that'll go through the 30th or the 31st. I think the 31st is when Terry's going to be drawing names. So you'll want to make sure that you're in that Facebook group. But this is just kind of a preface to that. Okay, so we have vintage. Yeah, like what is not, right? Like what is not vintage about this paper pack? I absolutely love this paper pack. Super, super vintage, right? So there's so much that we could do with this. Let's just kind of set up a little vintagey scene, I think. Really love this. Absolutely love this. Target also has, I don't know if you guys know, they have Diet Coke merch. And they have a Diet Coke sweatshirt that has a tie on it. It's fairly expensive, so I'm not going to be buying it. But they have like hair clips and Christmas memories. Like, how that's so vintage. So vintage. I freaking love it. I kind of wanted to set up a little bit of a scene, but now I think that's what I want to do. Okay, let's get the paper for that because I think there is, but like, okay, perfect. Okay, so there's that. That's very, I was thinking this. Okay, so we have the fun Christmas tree with the doggy. Like, what older couple didn't have like a poodle with a bow on it and a picture under the Christmas tree? I don't know. So that's what I'm thinking. Like, this might match a little bit better, but this is just nostalgic for me. Very, very vintage. Yeah, actually, quite a few people when I was growing up. I had like an older couple that lived next to me when I was very, very little, and I called them Grandma and Grandpa. I do remember them. They were very, very kind people. Taught me how to tie my shoes, taught me how to count. She was a retired teacher. They had a picture of their deceased poodle under the Christmas tree with a bow. And I've seen that several times too, like in clients' houses, and I don't know, it's just very vintagey. Okay, so this is going to be directional. And this, we're going to start with the 2.5 side. I could think a little bit outside of the box and flip it and start with the 3.5. I could do that. You're very right. I did not. So 2.5 by 3.5. And we're going to get out our next card, which why it matters to me if what the number is. Oh no, but you know what? That's a perfect little frame, isn't it? That's exciting. Okay, so we're gonna glue the back of this card. Put this here. I think I need to add some sparkles, like I must, to this because this is so cute. Okay. And we're just kind of trucking right along. Do you guys have any favorite vintage Christmas traditions or decorations or vintage memories that you like? Let me know in the comments below. I just shared one of mine with you. And I also have the older light up Christmas tree that you stick the lights in. That's very like, it's very retro. It's very vintage, but it has kind of come back around. Like you see them at Hobby Lobby and stuff, that like our grandparents probably painted them and put the lights in and decorated and put the glitter on. I do have one of those from my kids' great grandma that they never met her. She is deceased, but I've had that for years. And it's on their dad's side, and I just love it because I love vintage Christmas, and I always have. So that's one of the things that we always had when my kids were growing up, and so I still have that, and it's still like the highlight of my Christmas decorating. It's in my living room on display. Absolutely love it. Actually, the same lady that I was talking about when I was very little that taught me how to tie my shoes and had the picture of the poodle under the tree with the bow on it. I swear to God, it's probably the same picture. She had one too that she had made, and I always remember looking at it like it was so pretty. Actually, the light bulb in mine just went out too, and I'm like, oh darn, I have to go get a special light bulb for it. So off to the hardware store. Maybe I need to go to Target for that. Who knows? Although Target's not the hardware store, so I don't know if they'll have that light, but something to think about, isn't it? Okay, so I'm just going to trim this down a little bit so it kind of is flush with the card because my measuring is not perfect. And I'm just going to embrace it and have it be what it will be. Okay, so this is going to be the front of the card. I'm probably going to have to trim this down a decent amount. So why I'm fussy cutting it, I don't know, but I am, because that makes perfect sense to me in the moment. Not really. But what I love about these recollection papers is that these cut aparts, that would be a whole card. That'd be a whole card. I absolutely love that. Okay, so we're going to want to trim, oops, I had it correctly. We're going to want to trim this down a decent amount. This still might be too big. Like this would be the whole thing. You know what? I'm gonna fussy cut this. I'm just gonna kind of fussy cut. The whole thing, if I'm in frame for you, I could not be. And just kind of like bubble cut, like I'm a bubble cutting. If I commit to, I'm gonna do a bubble cut and I'm trying to do a perfect like bubble around it, I fail miserably. So I just like start in with like, I want a little bit of a shadow, like a bubble, but I don't know. And then if I screw up, I can really just go up to the line. So I'm not committed to anything. It's funny, as crafters, we sometimes feel like everything needs to be just perfect. It doesn't. Like, we're here crafting for our joy and our self-care mostly, so. Okay, so this is still a little bit too big. I kind of don't care. Like, I could just wrap it around. I'm just gonna glue it down and cut around it. That's what I'm doing. Okay. So I have my trash pile with my backing pile, and everything is just chaos out here. Chaos is ensuing in the craft room today. That is okay. You know, and other little tricks we tell ourselves as crafters. So, but yeah, we don't have to be perfect as crafters. Like, man, nobody's perfect. Even like all those creators that we watch that are perfect. They're not perfect either. They show us a perfect product, right? That's what we like to put out there, like something that's polished and perfect. And most of those like perfect crafters that we follow, we see their fun processes along the way where it didn't start out perfect, right? Okay, so this isn't perfect, but to me, this is vintage. Completely vintage. But who would know? Maybe somebody wouldn't know. Let me look for a gold. That tip, I need a fine tip gold. If I have it or not. Is that it? Did I find it? Okay. Oh, this is a little bit rough. Might be a little bit rough for some reason. That tip is. Okay, I'm just gonna. Yeah, these. My goodness. How hard is it to find? This tip, this might be a little bit better. Okay, and that speaks a little bit more vintage. So, I'm just going to secretly write, not so secretly write vintage on it, okay? And we're gonna cross off vintage. Okay, I just got a text from a friend at work and, well, anyway, not at my current position. Big news, big news. Okay, let's see. So much big change coming, right, for 2026. I'm going to be finishing school. I need to have a little bit more patience about things. Yeah, career-wise, things should be changing. Okay, let's see. Fun. Absolute fun. Oh my gosh. Oh, what fun. I have to. I think all this vintage stuff is so much fun, right? But of course, this cut aparts we learned are a little bit too big and they're a little bit funky. But I can fussy cut around that. Let me see. Okay, so I'm gonna have to spruce up my resume, it looks like, maybe. All right. Always have a plan B, right? Always have a plan B. So, oh, what fun. Okay. What else is in this? Oh, what fun. Let's see. Merry and Bright. Santa. Oh, what fun. What else is fun here? I kind of want to just keep around the same coloring, but I have this other pack too that is more like peppermint colors, and I don't think that this will match with that. So I'm having like a complete Crafty lunch over here because I just have everything out and about. Okay. There's the kitty and the puppy. They are so much fun under the Christmas tree, aren't they? I think this matches, but like, oh, and I went sparkle over here, didn't I? That's okay. I think that we'll go with that. Oh, what fun. I love that. Like those would match. Bows are fun. You know what else is fun? Huh, that's fun. That's a lot of fun. Like grandma's driving gloves, right? To me, that is a lot of fun. Okay. There was one other one in here. Oh, look at all of these. Holly jolly. See, I could have used him. See? I knew I was going somewhere with that. I could have used the smaller ones if I would have just looked and had a little bit more patience. I was thinking this. Presents, oh, what fun. That's what I'm thinking. Okay. And then we can sneak in some vintage Santa. Can we not? Or, okay, well, that was a complete Crafty lunch. I'm pretty sure you heard that, but that's okay. I was thinking we could sneak in some, where's vintage Santa here? I was thinking we could sneak that in. I don't know though. Okay, let's just get to what we were getting to. So now if I need anything from my Tim Holtz stash, I'm gonna have to reach down to the floor. And I am not going to be able to finish all of them. I'm gonna have to wrap it up for this session after this, but I don't even need to mention that because it's gonna all seamlessly fit together, and I think I did. Okay, I did do 2.5. Let's do 3.5. So this does kind of look a little bit odd because of the border. But you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna cut it down. I'm gonna leave it like that, and then we could ink it up, is what we could do. And then let's fussy cut this, oh what fun, or I could outline it with the vintage Santa. So it's fun to follow like the ribbon here. And So you can see how this project can take you like a good amount of time. Like this is the project. This is why this would be fun to make this like a fun crafty game for your friends. But you know, you create this, you come with the prompts and like the idea already decorated. Oh, what fun. I'm like, do I want the vintage Santa around it? Just like, oh, what fun. I think that could like speak on its own, but I can't let go of the idea of vintage Santa, but I kind of just, okay, leave all enough alone. I'm obsessed at this point. No worries. Because fun is the prompt, and this oh what fun is in the sentiment. So we don't need any pockets, we don't need any of that. So that is what's oh what fun about this. Okay, and I'm not going to trim it down until I cut it. Okay. And then we're going to glue this on top. So what I'm going to do first, before I start doing any trimming, is I'm going to do the 1/2 inch. And I probably need to get ready to empty this out because all the little scraps are up in there. And I have a habit of letting it like get full and then it's not working. And I'm like, why is it not working? I need to do a little bit more craft room maintenance than I do rather than while I'm crafting. If I do that, then things will just run smooth and I won't get so sidetracked and have like all these little side projects going and cleaning up and things like that. Okay, I am going to ink around it because I want to kind of keep the vintagey vibe going. I have brushed corduroy, tattered rose might be kind of fun. I mean, this is oh what fun. Kiddish flamingo. Yep, that's what I'm doing. Let's just make it oh what fun. Like, that's what I'm doing. And I use my pink and my purple is the same. Right, wrong, or indifferent. That is what I do. And we're just going to ink up around the edge to kind of make this the frame instead of the vintage Santa. I just think that this pink Christmas is so cute. I normally am very traditional colored Christmas. What are you? Are you like traditional colored Christmas, or do you like the pastel Christmas or the coastal Christmas? I'm normally very traditional, but the vintage with the like the pinks and all of that kind of stuff, like the pastels that Michaels has put out, has really like sparked some creativity. So that's very exciting. Okay. We're just going to glue this right on top here. And then that is going to be a wrap for today because I need to go get ready and respond to my friend because, whoa, what's happening there? And then I have to go meet with clients and I have a full day. Then I'll be off tonight. And then I come home and do my treadmill and I'll do homework and all of that. And then I have a meeting at the police department first thing in the morning. So, well, not really first thing, but first thing in my work day because I'm the late supervisor this week. Okay, so let's go over what we did today. So here is what we did on my live. I'll just kind of have these displayed out a little bit, kind of fanning out. if you can see those. And then today we have bold. I thought this was perfectly bold. I just think that's fun. We've got the bold flavor, my vintage Santa, and then the bold coloring and patterns to go with it. And I did cover the back, and I did not ink up the back a little bit, you know, because the sticker's not sticking. Okay, these stickers in paper are not very sticky. That's okay. I used still glue. So we have bold, we have vintage. I just screamed vintage. Thinking about it, I should have used the tag, but not realizing I didn't look that far ahead. And then we have fun. Oh, what fun. And I just love how this turned out. Next, we have animal, presents, and tradition. So we have some really fun ones coming up. So I'm going to finish that in this video. So this is just going to all be one video. And I hope to see you guys in just like 2 clicks, basically.